Hello, good morning everyone. This is Maths 1 class for class 9th. So today we will be looking at linear equations in two variables. We have already started with few lectures on this and we have done few problems. So before we begin, this class 9th is base of class 10th, and the linear equation in two variables is a topic that is also continued in class 10th. So students, this chapter is really important from the point of view of 10th standard. So be very attentive while the class and try to do all the problems that I will be doing on the board. You should also be doing it with me so that it will give you a good learning. And as you all know, yes, we start with the quiz, some brain exercise in each class, but today we will be doing the quiz at the end of this class. Okay, there is some change. We will be doing it at the end. So let us continue further. First, we will look at the revision. Let us quickly recap on what we did in the last class. So far, we have looked at some very basic things about like what is a linear equation in two variables? How do we identify them? So the very basic thing is we look at the highest degree, that should be 1, the number of variables, that should be 2, and of course it should have an equal to sign, because if there is no equal to sign, then that means it is an expression. Equal to sign makes it an equation, right? And then we saw the standard form of linear equation in two variables. What is the standard form? Are you able to recollect? Yes, I know you all are able to recollect. That is ax plus by plus c equals to 0, where a, b, c are numbers. Specifically, they are real numbers, and a is not equal to 0 as well as b is not equal to 0. Correct? With that, we saw few examples. So the examples were something like this, and here we can see that we can use any variables. It is not necessarily to be x or y. It can be st equations, it can be pq type of equations. The variables can differ, correct? And then we saw one very important thing. When do we say those are simultaneous equations? So if we are considering two linear equations in two variables at the same time, we are looking at two linear equations in two variables, then it is called as simultaneous equations. It is also called as system of equations. All right. And then we saw how to solve these type of equations. So how do we solve them? There are various methods. Few of the methods are like elimination method, the graphing method, then there is substitution method, and there is the other method called as the Kramer's method. Some methods are to be done in class 10th. For class 9th, we will be looking at only elimination method, right? And in the last classes, we have done very simple equations, right? We have solved elimination method using very simple equations to some complex equations also, right? And in this class today, we are going to look at word problems, application based problems on linear equations in two variables, like how these linear equation in two variables can be used in real life problems, right? So what type of questions or what type of problems can be expected? Let us look at them. There are various type of word problems on this topic. The problems can be regarding numbers. They can be based on age. Age problems can be there. There can be fractions, problems which are based on fractions. Then there can be problems based on money transactions. Those can be problems on speed, distance, time, and then geometrical properties. Some questions can be expected on geometrical properties. So these are the various areas where linear equation in two variables can be applied. So let us quickly go ahead and solve some problems, some word problems on linear equation in two variables. There on the board, you can see our first question for today. That is, find two numbers whose sum is 42 and difference is 16. Now, when we look at such word problems, the first thing should be, the approach should be what is asked. We should always start with defining variables. We should always start with setting up variables. Like, what is the question here? It says, find two numbers. We are asked to find two numbers. So we should start with, let the two numbers be x and y. So let me just write it out for you. Let the two numbers be x and y. Now, the second step is to frame equations. First step, you define the variables. Second step, then convert the word problem to equations. The first condition we can see here is sum is 42. So condition 1 says sum of the two numbers x and y is 42. Now what does the word sum mean? Sum means addition. That means when we add x and y, we should get 42. All right. So this is our first equation. Using the first condition, we got first equation, that is x plus y equals to 42. Now let us look at the second condition. The second condition says difference is 16. Now what do you mean by difference? Yes, you all are right. Difference means subtraction. So subtracting these two numbers, the difference should be 16. That is, x minus y will be equal to 16. So that's how we have got two equations. And now you all know how to solve them using the elimination method, right? How do we begin? We look for like terms. We look for terms where the coefficients are same. Here we can see x terms have same coefficient, y terms have same numbers with different signs. So what can we do? Either we can add, either we can subtract. The best way here is straight away subtract, because we can see y terms are having opposite sign. One is positive y, other is negative y. So adding the equations, we can eliminate the y terms. So we need to write out this step. What are we doing? We are adding equations 1 and 2. So adding equations 1 and 2. We will write out the equations again. That is x plus y equals to 42 and x minus y equals to 16. We are going to add them up. So you all can see plus y and minus y will get crossed out. We are left with x plus x, that is 2x, and 42 plus 16, that is equal to 58. I hope everyone is solving with me, right? Everyone should be solving. And then we have to bring x by itself. That means we have to get rid of 2. We shift this 2 to the other side. 2 is multiplication over here. It moves to the other side, and that would be division. We are performing opposite operations. So opposite of multiplication is division. X equals to 58 over 2, and that's how we get x equals to 29, right? That is how we got our first number. And now we are going to find the second number. How do we find the second number? Recall, students? Yes, we will substitute this in any one of the equations. So substituting, we are substituting x equals to 29 in any one of the equations. Now it can be the first equation or the second. Let us use the first equation. So that is x plus y equals to 42. We will replace x with 29. So that would be 29 plus y equals to 42. Now we have to bring y by itself. That means we need to shift 29. 29 is in addition over here. It moves to the other side and that would be subtraction. So 42 minus 29, and what is that equal to? Y will be equal to, yes, are you all working it out? Very good. So y will be 13. That's how we have got the two numbers x and y. And then lastly, we need to write out the conclusion, right? What is the conclusion? The two numbers are, what are the two numbers? The two numbers are 29 and 13. Now we can quickly verify here for our understanding. We can quickly verify over here. Is the sum of both the numbers 42? Is the sum of both the numbers 42? Just check. 29 plus 13, is it 42? Yes, it is 42. And then we can check, is the difference of these two numbers 16? Is the difference 16? Are you all working it out, students? So difference, we can see, yes, on subtracting, the answer is 16. I hope this problem is very clear. We will be looking at simple problems where we are converting the word problem into equations, and then we are using the elimination method to find the values of x and y. And lastly, you need to write it out, the conclusion. The conclusion part should be very nicely written because that is again for half marks. So we concluded the two numbers are 29 and 13. Let us move to the next question. That is the next question. Now here, let me read it out for you. The perimeter of a rectangle is 12 meters. What do you mean by perimeter, students? Perimeter means sum of all sides of a rectangle, right? So if I draw a rectangle over here, sum of all the sides, that will be, sum of all the sides will be, suppose this is the length is denoted by L and the breadth or the width is denoted by B, then adding them up, we get twice of length plus twice of B, that is equals to the perimeter, right? And in general, we know the formula as well, that is 2 times L plus B is equal to the perimeter. So the first condition we can see is perimeter of the rectangle is 12 meters. Fine. So far we have seen what is the meaning of perimeter. Next we are given the length is 3 more than twice its width. We are asked to find the dimensions of rectangle. Now what do you mean by dimensions? Dimensions means the length and breadth. So it will be length and breadth over here. We begin with the problem with writing out what is asked for. We will set up variables, correct? So we start with let the length be, let the length equals to L and the breadth equals to B. And as per the first condition, what do we get? As per the first condition. So what is the first condition? It says perimeter is 12. Remember students, the word is means equal to. The word is means equal to. Fine. We replace perimeter with the formula, that is 2 times L plus B equals to 12. That's how we have framed the first equation. But remember, we can always simplify the equation then and there itself. So 2 over here is in multiplication. We shift this 2 to the other side. That would be division. So let us divide. That would be L plus B equals to 12 over 2 that is 6, right? So we got L plus B equals to 6 as the first equation, correct? Now, next, we will look at the second equation or the second condition. What is the second condition? The length is 3 more than twice its width. The length is 3 more than twice is its width. So we write it out as per the second condition. What is the second condition? It says length is 3 more than twice width. Width is the same as breadth. It is just another word that is used instead of breadth. Now remember here, is means equals to. Length we have used L, is means equals to, 3 is written as it is, more than. What symbol would be used for more than? Think, students. Yes, it will be addition. More than means addition. And then we can see twice the width or twice the breadth. Twice means 2 times. Twice means 2 times. So, twice of breadth, that will be 2b. That is how we got the second equation. But we need to write it in standard form. So, how do we write it in standard form? All the variables, all the terms with variables should be on one side and the constant should be on the other side. So what are we going to do then? We are going to shift 2b to other side. Let us shift 2b to the other side. 2b over here is in addition, it moves to the other side and that would be subtraction. So L minus 2b equals to 3. This is the second equation. I hope that's very clear. So far, we have converted the word problem into 2 equations. So what are the 2 equations? First is L plus B equals to 6. This is the first equation. And the second equation is L minus 2B, that is equal to 3. Those are the 2 equations. And now we have to think, how do we solve them? How do we solve the 2 equations? What can be done? We have to use the elimination method, right? So carefully, we'll look at the terms. Which term, that is the L term or the B term, which term has same coefficients? Clearly, we can see the L terms, they have the same coefficient. So what are we supposed to do? Let us look at the equations again. Those are L plus B equals to 6. That is the first equation. And L minus 2b, that is equal to 3. This is the second equation. Clearly, if we subtract the 2 equations, the 2 equations, the L terms will get crossed out, right? So how do we mention? How do we write the step? We need to write out the step as we are going to subtract. So we will be writing subtracting equations or subtracting the second equation from the first one. So we are subtracting. Subtracting equation 2 from 1. And we write out the equations. So L plus B equals to 6 and L minus 2B equals to 3. We are going to subtract. So remember the rule. What does the rule say? When we are subtracting, we need to change the sign of the bottom row. We need to change the signs of bottom row. And then we will add the like terms. So change the signs of bottom row and then we combine the terms. Correct, students? We have done these type of problems and I know you remember that rule. So we are going to change signs of the bottom row. L over here is in addition. There is no sign in front of L. That means it is addition. So that will become minus. Minus 2b will become plus 2b and plus 3 will become minus 3. And now we are going to add on like, we are going to combine the like terms. It is same as adding, right? So L minus L will get crossed out. We are left with b plus 2b, that is equals to 6 minus 3. Now note students, be very careful when you are using the signs. We have to use the signs that we have changed. So what is 1b plus 2b? That is equal to 3b. And that is equals to 6 minus 3 is 3, right? And now we have to bring b by itself. I know you all must have already solved this and you must have got the value for b. Plus 3 is in multiplication over here. It moves to the other side and that would be division. So 3 divided by 3, that will give us 1, correct? Any number divided by itself will give 1. Any number divided by itself will give 1. So far we have found the dimension for the rectangle. We have found b. Next we will be finding length. How do we find length? Yes, you all are right. We are going to substitute. So substituting b equals to 1, we are substituting b equals to 1 in any one of the equations. Let us use the first equation. So we are going to substitute b equals to 1 in the first equation. So that would be L plus b equals to 6. We are replacing b with 1. That would be L plus 1 equals to 6. And now to find L, or to bring L by itself, we are going to shift this plus 1 to the other side. So that would be minus 1. So L equals to 6 minus 1. Opposite of addition is subtraction. I know you all have got the answers already. So L is equals to 5. And we need to conclude this. So how do we conclude? The final step should be, therefore, the dimensions of the rectangle are, the dimensions of the rectangle are, what are the dimensions? We have got the breadth to be 1 centimeter. The unit in the question, please be careful with the unit. Just check, read the question again. The unit over here is meters. The perimeter was given in meters. So breadth is 1 meter and length is 5 meters. So the dimensions of the rectangle are 1 meter and 5 meters, like that. Okay. With that, we move to the next problem. Also here you can mention it like this. Length equals to 5 meter and breadth equals to, you can conclude it that way also. Or when you are just writing out the dimension, always the length should be written first. You have to be very, very careful with this part. The dimensions, whenever you're mentioning the dimensions, we write length first and then the breadth. All right. With that, we move to the next question. And this one over here, it says 2 pens and 1 eraser cost rupees 35 and 3 pencil and 4 eraser. Again, this should have been pen. Just a minute. Let me do the correction over here. It is 3 pens and 4 erasers. They cost rupees 65. We are asked to find the cost of pencil and eraser separately. So how do we begin? We start with setting up the variables. We say let the cost of pencil equals to P and the cost of eraser, that be Q. Fine. You can use X and Y also, no problem with that. Now let us look at the first condition. What is the first condition? As per the first condition, the first condition says 2 pens. So instead of P, you just write out pens. Instead of pens, you can just write out P over there. So if I need to show it to you like this over here, the logic, yes, so pens is P and erasers is Q. As per the first condition, it says that 2 pens and 1 eraser, it costs rupees 35. So pens is, there are 2 pens. So write a 2 next to P, and there are how many eraser? 1 eraser. So write 1 next to Q, and adding them up, we should get rupees 35. That is how we get the first equation. Okay. Now, why are we multiplying this 2? Because suppose 1 pen cost rupees 10, then 2 pens will be how much? We multiply, right? We multiply the number of pens with the cost of 1 pen. So we have started with the cost of 1 pencil be P and the cost of 1 eraser be Q. So we are multiplying the number of pens with the price per piece, right? We are multiplying it with the price per piece. So using the first condition, we got the equation 2p plus 1q, that is equals to 35. And now we look at the second equation. It says 3 pencil and 4 erasers, they cost rupees 65. So as per the second condition, what is the second condition? It says 3 pencil and it is pen. 3 pens and 4 erasers, they cost to be rupees 65. So we just put P next to the number of pens and we put Q next to the number of erasers. What are we doing? We are multiplying the number of pens and erasers with the price per unit. And then we are adding both the cost of pens and erasers together. That gives us 65. That gives us the second equation. So second equation is 3p plus 4q, that is equal to 65, right? So far we have got 2 equations. Let me quickly number them, equation 1 and equation 2, like that. And now the easy part, that is we have to solve these equations to get P and Q, right? How do we solve them? We are using the elimination method. So start with looking at the terms. Are the P terms same? Are the Q terms same? No, both of them are not. So which equation can we multiply something so that the terms are same? Clearly, if we multiply a 4 to the first equation, check what would happen. Check what would happen. Over here, this is 4q. We want a 4q over here instead of 1q. What should be multiplied to 1q to get a 4q? So what should be multiplied to the first equation so that we get 4q? I see many hands raised. Yes, I know you have got it. We have to multiply the first equation with 4. Okay, so how do we begin? We start with writing out that step in words. That will be multiplying equation 2. We are multiplying equation 2. Sorry, that is equation 1. We are multiplying equation 1 by 4. So what are we doing? We are multiplying equation 1, that is 2p plus 1q equals to 35. And how do we multiply? We have to multiply 4 to each term. So 4 times 2p will be 8p plus 4 times 1q, that will be 4q, equals to 4 times 35. What will that be equal to? So 4 times 35 will be 140. Check, is that right? Yes, that is right. So this is equation 3. And now you compare the third equation and fourth equation. Yes, both third equation and the second equation. Second equation is 3p plus 4q equals to 65. This is our second equation. Now compare. Are the q terms same? Yes, they are. The q terms are same. So what are we going to do? Should we subtract or should we add? Think. Which operation will help us to eliminate the q terms? Yeah, that's right. We are going to subtract. So we are going to subtract equation 2 from equation 3. So we need to write this out. What is the step? We are going to subtract equation 2 from equation 3. We write out the equations again. That is 8p plus 4q equals to 140 and 3p plus 4q equals to 65. That is the second equation. and now we are going to subtract them, right? So remember the rule. What is the rule? When we are subtracting the equations, we need to change sign of the bottom row. So let us quickly change sign of the bottom row. This is plus 3, it changes to minus 3, plus 4q will change to minus 4q, and plus 65 will change to minus 65. I'm going to give you 30 seconds over here. Try it out on your own, and then you can compare your answers with mine. So I'm giving you 30 seconds. Quickly give it a try. Yes, time up, and let's see if you have got it. So 8p minus 3p over here, the 4q and minus 4q will get crossed out. We are left with 8p minus 3p, and that is equals to 140 minus 65. So what is 8p minus 3p? That is 5p, and we are subtracting 140 minus 65. What is that equal to, students? That is equal to 75. Yes, I guess you all have got it right. And then we need to bring p by itself. So we are going to shift this 5 to the other side. 5 is in multiplication over here. It moves to the other side, and that would be division. So p equals to 75 divided by 5, and that gives us p equals to how much? P equals to 15. Yes, you all are right. I know most of you must have got it right. And then the next step, that is we have to find Q. How do we find Q? So how do we find Q? We are going to substitute P in any one of the two equations, right? So we are going to substitute, just a minute students, substituting P equals to 15 in any one of the equations. We can use any one of the equation. Let us use, but the best thing is to use the first or the second equation. So let us use the first equation. What is the first equation? That is 2p plus 1q equals to 35. We are going to replace p with 15 plus 1q equals to 35. What is 2 times 15? 2 times 15 is 30. So that will be 30 plus 1q equals to 35. So yes, 35, and plus 30 will move to other side, and that will be minus 30. So 1q equals to 35 minus 30, and that would be q equals to 5. So we have got the number of pens to be 15 and the number of erasers to be 5, right? We need to conclude it. So how do we write the final answer? The final answer should be written as, just a minute students. So let us look at the whole problem in one go. Yes, over there. And the final answer can be written as, therefore, the number of, I'm sorry about the date, right? The number of pens equal to 15, and what are the number of erasers? The number of erasers that is equals to 5. With that, we finish this problem. I hope this is clear to you. What are we doing? The first step is to read out the question carefully. The second step is to assign variables. We start with setting variables for whatever is asked. Always start with looking at what is asked. So set variables. The next step is to frame the equations. Always there will be two conditions. So look at the problem carefully, use some logic, and get the two equations. Once you get the two equations, you need to use elimination method, right? Using elimination method, you can find the variables, and then the last step, very important step, that you should conclude it the way the question is asked. The questions asked over here, it is find the cost of pencil and the cost of eraser. Yes, so this should be cost of cost of one pen is 15, and the cost of one eraser is 5. And also last step, that you should always verify or always cross check the complete answer, right? With that, we go forward to the quiz part, that is some brain exercise. So I hope you all understood what we did so far. We have looked at three word problems. Let me change my screen and we move back to the next part, that is some brain exercise. Remember, when we are doing maths, our left brain gets good exercise. So how do we begin? First thing, that on the last quiz that was conducted on September 19th, there were 147 participants and 68% accuracy. And the top 10 students were these. Now, as Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam said, success should not look like accident. It should be consistent. So it's a challenge to all these 10 people to maintain their ranks in this quiz also. So all the best to these 10 students, and of course to everyone who is going to participate. So let's begin with the quiz. First, I will be giving you instructions on how to go to the quiz. So be careful, just look at the screen carefully and you will get the instructions nicely. So the first step is you need to go to any browser, go to Google, and you have to type in this part. Quiz is, you need to type in join my quiz, joinmyquiz.com. Yes, over here. You can see it on my screen. You need to type in joinmyquiz.com. Once you click the first link, you will be directed to a page like this, quizzes, and then it will ask for a code. So I will be sharing a code soon, and you need to hit join a game. When you click join a game, you will be redirected to another page where you need to enter your name. And once you enter your name, you need to click on start, and you will be there on the board for the live gaming quiz. So let me just share the code with you all. Please start with moving to a browser and Google up joinmyquiz.com. It should be joinmyquiz.com. And here I'm sharing my screen. Yes, so you should be able to see the link. That is, you need to type in joinmyquiz.com, and that is the code over there. Once you type in joinmyquiz.com, it will redirect you to another page where maybe you can see go home. If you're operating through a laptop, it will be go home first. Then you click on join. Once you click on join, it will ask for a code. You need to enter in the code 45770. Hit enter and it will ask a name. Put in your name and join in. You will be here in the waiting room. So here we are waiting for the participants. Everybody go ahead and try it out. I hope there should not be a problem doing this, because yes, we have already done it in last few classes. Let me refresh the page because I don't see anybody joining over here. So the code would change. Just a minute, everyone. So yes, I can see you all have already joined. Sorry about that. These are some technical errors. So I see 73, 74 participants have already joined. Others, I can see the participants are 400. So kindly join in. The rule, I'll repeat it again. It is to go to Google, type in joinmyquiz.com, and you have to enter the code 45770. Once you enter the code, you need to type in your name with your school name, and go ahead. You will be here on the dashboard waiting for other players to join. I request each and everyone to go ahead and try this quiz, because the questions, don't worry about the questions are very easy. This quiz is all about time and accuracy. You need to be very fast and you need to give accurate answer if you have to make to the top 10 among the on the leaderboard. So we will wait for another minute so that all of you can join. Please go ahead and try it out. This is really easy and I assure you will enjoy it. I see 131 participants have already joined, but we have 457 participants. So once again, let me request each and everyone, please go ahead and try it out. This is very easy. You're going to enjoy it. So once again, I'll repeat the process. It is go to any web browser, Google in joinmyquiz.com. You need to Google in joinmyquiz.com. Once you enter joinmyquiz.com, you can click on the first link and then it will ask you for a code. The code is 45770. The code is 45770 and you need to hit enter. That would direct you to another page where you need to enter your name. Once you enter your name, you will be here on the dashboard. Let us wait for 30 more seconds and I hope we cross 200 mark. You can see it on my screen over here. Already 160 participants have joined. Once again, everyone try it out. At least let us make 50 participants to participate in the 50% participants to be in the quiz. Everyone, once again, please go ahead and give it a try. We will begin the quiz in next 30 seconds. Let me remind you, the quiz is all on accuracy and speed. So read out the question carefully and try it out. You will be doing good then. Let us begin in next 20 seconds. I see still some people are joining. Students, try it out. The questions are really easy. Don't worry about the questions. The questions, because when the quiz comes to mind, everybody's like, whoa, quiz, we don't want it. Those will be very difficult questions. No, this is a gaming quiz and the questions are very easy, based on maths, simple logic and reasoning, but the accuracy and speed both matter. Very good. I see you all are still joining. We have reached participants 176 and now I will just start the quiz at my end. So there you go, all of you. And the quiz begins. Very good, students. I see all of you have started getting all right answers. That's great. That's great. You all are doing great. Wonderful. Nobody, okay, few of them have got one question wrong. Read the question carefully, read it carefully and try to give the answers. Okay, take some time. Don't be in a very hurry to give wrong answers. Read the question nicely, go slow, read it carefully and enter the right answer. Once again, I repeat, you all are doing great. Very good. 4 streaks and 6 streaks. Bharti is on second number. Shravan is on first number. Shravan Chaurasya. This student is doing great since the first quiz we have started. And Shravan is among the top 10 since last 3 quizzes. So Shravan, very good. I can see Samina is on 8. Sharmeen is on 4th. Bharti is on 3rd number. Everyone keep going. You all are doing great. Anushka Sathe is on 11th. Karan is on 9th. Go ahead, students. You all are doing great. Read question carefully. Oh no, Shravan has got one wrong And now there's room for others to make it to the top 10 on the leaderboard. Fantastic, fantastic, very good. Samina is on 8, Anushka is on 13. Very nice, students, you all are doing great. Remember, there are 10 questions. So read the question carefully and try it out. Anybody at the bottom can make to the top 10 with good accuracy and speed. Fantastic, all of you. You are doing great. Now the top one person is still Shravan. Shravan is still at the top. Others, go ahead and give it a try. All those participants who have not tried it out, you can still go to Google, type in joinmyquiz.com with the code. You can see it on my screen. That is 45770. Enter in the code, enter your name, and you will be there over here to play the gaming quiz. Fantastic. Already 20 of you have completed the quiz. Go slow, take some time, read the question carefully, and you will get the answer right. If you find any technical problems, you can start over the quiz again. Try to Google in joinmyquiz.com again, and you can be here again on this dashboard. Great, fantastic, students. You all are doing good. You can see 9 and 8 streaks. The highest is 9 streaks with that is Ritesh Sharma. Good going, students. And Bharti is on top. Madhu is on second. Go ahead and keep trying, everyone. Keep trying, keep trying. We will wait for another 20 seconds for all of them to finish the quiz. Bharti, Drupad, Madhu are the top 3 participants on the leaderboard. And Shravan has moved down to number 8 this time. Great, great. You all are doing great. Keep trying. Still we have some time. Keep trying. Those questions are really simple. You need to have good accuracy and time. The speed also matters. So in another 10 seconds, we are going to end the quiz. Those who all are still trying, take another 10 seconds. Vijay, very good. You have completed the quiz. Great. Great, very good. So Ganya is still trying out. Okay, she has also finished it. And there, I'm going to end the quiz and let us look at the first 3 toppers. The top 3 participants or players of this quiz. Okay, it is going to take some time. I see still people are trying, and I'm going to end it at my end. Okay, there's some connection problem. Let me refresh the page. I hope you all are able to hear me. Fantastic, students. I hope you all enjoyed today's lecture. And yes, I think it's back. Just a minute. It's still loading. Okay, I'll just announce the names over here itself. I can see, so you all can see it on your screens. The top 3 students are Bharti, Drupad, and Madhu. And thank you all for joining the quiz. Let us move back to the main slide. Yes. And you all did great. I am so proud of all of you. With that, that's all for today's class. Thank you everyone for joining, and I hope you enjoyed today's class. See you all tomorrow, same time, 8:40. It would be AM, yeah, 8:40 to 9:40. And with that, just a minute. see still some participants are playing the game. Okay. Thank you. Thank you all for joining. See you all tomorrow, same time, 8:40 to 9:40. Almas ma'am.